Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. We gonna be relaxed tonight. I got a chair tonight. I'm taking a seat tonight. No standing for me, not this week. I'm gonna be christening my Barrel House podcast notebook, because that's how fucking fancy I am. All right. Oh, I feel disorganized. What a week. What a week. What a week. Huh? How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? Everybody in one piece? Oh, I'm all over the place. So no guest this week. No guest this show. Is that hot? Is that mic hot? It sounds hot. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Let me know. Yeah, no guest this week. I thought I had a guest, but it didn't work out. So maybe next time. I did get reach this sweet ass bottle of Redwood Empire Lost Monarch. I love the art on this Redwood Empire stuff. We're gonna get into that tonight for sure. But yeah, otherwise it's gonna be kind of relaxed. I figured we'd talk a little bit about the big news in Japanese whiskey and like maybe whatever else. I don't know. Whatever everybody wants to talk about. Anything is on the table tonight. One of those weeks, right? We'll see how long it goes. I got an hour in me at least, right? I drank legit like 5 big ass cups of coffee before I got on, and ate like a giant grinder. It's like, man, I'm gonna be drinking, gonna be on the internet. Should probably be like food in my tummy, and I think I went too far. I'm so full. I feel so full. I'm so bloated. I'm all blown up. It's all right though. I'll survive. I promise I'll survive, and you can survive with me. Super fun though. Super fun feeling like you're gonna pop. All right, so I think I'm gonna dip in. I'm gonna get this Lost Monarch open. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have a primer. I'm gonna have a little easy drinking primer whiskey first, as I haven't had anything to drink yet today. I don't want to get blown up here. We'll have a splash of Michter's American. That's primer, right? That's good. There's nothing to that. Michter's American, by the way, for bourbon drinkers who are on the newer end of the spectrum, great drink. I mean, it's good for everybody. It's very crushable, but it's simple. Super vanilla and cinnamon. Very sweet. So what's everybody's weekend like? Big plans? Big COVID appropriate plans for everybody? I got to get some earbuds for down here so I don't look so silly with these big headphones on. These are great for podcasting, but they do look silly. All right, so just reading here. I just pulled up some about Lost Monarch. Get a little idea what it is. Redwood Empire. I had the Emerald Giant up there on the wall over there. Talked about that a little bit before. They're from Sonoma, California. Lost Monarch is a blend of bourbon and rye, 60% rye whiskey and 40% bourbon. I wonder if that rye, that's a 95% rye. I wonder if it is a blend of MGP. I bet you I could find that out if I wanted to. I bet you the rye is MGP. I don't know about the bourbon though. I know they actually distill some stuff over there. Expression is named after the world's largest coast redwood by volume, standing 320 feet tall and 26 feet in diameter. Lost Monarch. That's cool. 90 proof. MSRP of 44. I paid less than that. I beat that by $3. Victor's American is very good. About the same price. I have not had Lost Monarch. It's one of those ones I keep hearing about, but never actually see in the wild and don't care enough about to go hunt. But I just happened to see it today. So we're going to try it. You know, I know I've said this about other things, but there's so much into the experience of having a whiskey besides just the taste, the bottle, the very cool art, the story about the super large redwood, right? The whole thing. It all plays into the experience of the whiskey. You have friends over, you can tell them all about it. They can look at the art on the front, which is really a very cool thing. Little quotes on the front. This one says, "In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks." John Muir. All this stuff plays in. One of the things I don't talk about enough, but definitely plays in, is a good cork sound. When you open a bottle for the first time and it gives you a good pop, it plays. It definitely plays. That's a good pop. I mean, when this bottle's lower and there's a little more thunk in it, it's going to be real good. This is going to be a good cork bottle. And I just talked for 2 minutes about a cork. I don't know how I did that. Oh, boy, do I ramble. That smells amazing. That smells amazing. I'm in love. I think I'm in love. That's really good. That is really, really good. I like that a lot. That's a damn fine $40 bottle. I'm gonna be sad. This is harder to find. It's hard to find it as it is. I mean, usually in this price range, my go-to is Eagle Rare. It's an easy one to get, right around the same. It's like $35. I have like 4 of them here. This is a contender in that spot. This is good. I think this is genuinely better. It's more. There's more corn, like musty corn on the nose than I would imagine from a rye, a 60% rye blend. You can definitely get that rye spice though. Like you can definitely tell there's a lot of rye in here, but the corn from the bourbon is super corn forward. Lots of orange peel too. It's very orange peely. It's sweet. It's kind of sweet. I like that a lot. Ooh, me and Lost Monarch are gonna have a short and hot love affair. I'll tell you what. What is this? Man, I really hate this laptop so much. I'm getting like 4 errors. I think it just means the CPU is running hot. Whatever. The stream looks fine on this preview picture, so I think we're all right. Yeah, so the big news this week, I don't know if anybody else saw this or not. But Japan is finally getting rules on Japanese whiskey instead of just whatever they want to call Japanese whiskey is now Japanese whiskey. Before they used to import tons of Canadian whiskey and scotch and whatever and just put it in a fancy bottle and call it Japanese whiskey. Some companies did make whiskey there. That's not everybody, but enough of them were just bottlers. So, man, I'm looking at them here. There's like some genuine restrictions on what you can call Japanese whiskey now. This is cool. This is like they're giving some time to get what is the date here? They've got a couple years to phase in. They need to start new whiskey produced after April 1st has to start following these rules, and then whiskey released has a couple of years because they've already got product, right? So it gives them a couple of years to phase in the new rules, but has to be distilled in Japan. There's proof rules and stuff. They're following the rest of the world besides Canada in putting some genuine restrictions of what can and can't be called whiskey. That's cool. I'm excited because the best Japanese whiskeys I've had have been ones that are actually Japanese, so I think making more of them actually make whiskey is probably going to be a good thing. I mean, they're even regulating that the grains and water have to be extracted in Japan. Most of looking at this, the bulk of these line up a lot with the way Scotch rules are, but just Japan instead of Scotland. Yo, what up, Jonesy? How's it going? Just barely beat you to it. I really like this a lot. You know what? I'm gonna dip off camera for 2 seconds. Jonesy, I'm drinking Redwood Empire Lost Monarch. I'm gonna dip off camera for 2 seconds and get a bottle of Eagle Rare so I can A/B compare these. Give me 1 second. The problem with having around 90 bottles is that you can't reach them all from the same place. I got shelves all over the place. So Lost Monarch. So Redwood Empire. Redwood Empire is a company. I love the art on the front of this. Can you see it? I love the art on the front of this. They're a Californian company that I've been hearing a lot about for a couple years now, but I hadn't had. And I picked up Redwood Empire Emerald Giant a couple weeks ago. It was my first Redwood Empire bottle, and that's their rye, and it was really good. And I think what they're doing is they're blending their distillate with MGP for both these bottles, actually. But this one's one I keep hearing about specifically, and I hadn't seen it around yet. I saw it on the way home from work today, so I grabbed it, and it's really good. And it's like just under $40. It was $38 where I bought it, plus tax or whatever. So it was in Connecticut. I think it was like $46 out the door after all the taxes. But that's about the same price as my Eagle Rare, which is my like preferred cheap-ish daily drinker. Not overly complicated, but good. This is a 10-year. This is not a 10-year. The Lost Monarch, I think it says at least 3. But I think I like that Lost Monarch better. Eagle Rare does have this, like, I'm going to put a little more Lost Monarch. I'm going to put a little more Lost Monarch in that glass because I definitely need a little more, right? Always a little more. All right. So Eagle Rare has this like dusty funk to it that I like quite a bit, but it's a weird note. It's a weird herbal kind of note that you don't get a lot. You don't get it at all in the Lost Monarch. Lost Monarch is cool. It's definitely a different drink. See, that's what I thought. Back to back, the Eagle Rare, really good drink for $35, right? Great daily. Back to back, it tastes so flat. Lost Monarch seems so much more complex, a lot more going on. I will say, I think the nose on the Eagle Rare is pretty close. My favorite part of A/B comparing is that it's an acceptable reason to be double fisting whiskeys. There is something that stands out in the Eagle Rare. I gotta find it. Something that's not there. Or something that's definitely not there. Not in the Lost Monarch, that is in the Eagle Rare. I think it's a cinnamon note. I think it's a baking spicy cinnamon note. Eagle Rare also feels a lot hotter on my tongue. And I believe they're the same proof. They are the same proof. But I am really excited that Japan is bringing in those whiskey rules, regulations. I think it'll be good to have a little consistency out of their product because the Japanese whiskeys that are made in Japan are so good. I actually don't know. I think I read that Harmony doesn't fit the new regulations, but I think it's because the grains aren't from Japan, but that is made in Japan. And Nika coffee grain here, this does meet. And they're such good whiskeys. I think they just need to. I'm excited they're gonna have to stick to that. Maybe it'll get a little more consistency because there are some very expensive, very mediocre Japanese whiskeys now because they're just cheap Canadians in a fancy bottle. So I'm excited about that. Ooh. I think the only company that has art I like better than Redwood Empire right now is Compass Box. Compass Box has some badass art. Just looking at my bottles, seeing if I see anything that even comes close to standing out. It's really not. It's like Compass Box #1 for sure. Redwood comes in #2. I like these embossed labels too. Packaging makes a big difference. Packaging makes a ridiculous difference. Like Blanton's with their grenade bottles, with their fancy tops. No one would care about that whiskey if it was in a plain bottle. No one. Man, I'm so disorganized. What a week. What a week. I mean, I shouldn't complain. I've got it way better than all you Texans do. That's rough. That's so brutal. I really hope that they can get that sorted out sooner than later. Is it still super cold down there, or is that letting up some? I feel bad. It's like genuinely warm up here, and it makes no sense for it to be this warm in Connecticut and that fucking cold and fucked up in Texas. What is the world we live in right now? I mean, we are in the middle of like a 3-day long snowstorm, but it's like 45 out, so it's not really a thing. It's it's all on YouTube, Jonesy, but I have a couple of shy friends who are texting me instead of using the YouTube chat because they're afraid of it. I hope in time they'll feel comfortable jumping in. Y'all can jump in. You don't. You mean Judgment Day is coming, dude. No one's gonna bite in the chat. You know, you guys can use that instead of telephones. Just so you know. Yeah, is it warming up down there at all, Jonesy? Are you in Texas currently? I don't even know. I can't even keep up with everybody. Have to be nice? Have to is a... That's good. 30s is good. I mean, well, comparatively. All right, it's not going to be that way. So it's going to be 80 next week. That'll be good. That'll get rid of everything. It's not going to be that warm here next week, but... Power and everything back for you? I know I saw that Albert had rolling power back. I think Josh was good. I think he had power last time I talked to him. He still had power. We had like a super warm early winter this year, and then like the past couple weeks, like the past month has been very cold. Like very cold. And then like I had some ice damage even on the house. It was very, very cold. And then a couple snowstorms, nothing crazy. Oh, it's not true. We had one storm that I got like 26 inches. But other than that, it's been pretty mild. And now it's like pretty warm, like mid 40s. Supposed to be around 50 all week next week, so I can't complain. Dude, a month of winter in Connecticut is a pretty easy winter. You still looking at getting the same kind of wood sign as me for the podcast that I had in my mouth until I started to say it and then it fell out of my face? Thirsty. You know, I knew I was going to say tipsy. I knew it was thirsty patron, but I couldn't get thirsty out of my mouth. It kept wanting to come out as tipsy. The thirsty patron. You're looking at that. Yeah, that is tipsy would be the after show. You're looking at the same like round style sign. I was looking on there at some different options for decorations because I've got another. So I've got another area over here that I'm setting up to be. Well, I'm not really actively setting up. I plan on setting up. It's kind of started. I've got shelves on the wall full of whiskey on this wall over here. And I plan on eventually having these live streams set so that I can sit in a little leather recliner or something right here with my back against this wall, but over there with the whiskey behind me. So I was looking at some other signs, thinking maybe I get like a rectangular one or something. So there are some pretty nice options. I think I like the round one here. I think I want to leave the round one here, and I might get a square one. Or a rectangle one, I mean, and put it on this wall next to the whiskeys for a backdrop when I rotate this set to over there. So it would be nice for when I do these to be able to lounge a little, put my feet up, make the whole show the after show. I also plan. I have a test shot here somewhere. Yeah, exactly. I also plan. So I have 4 more bar stools on the other side, and there's probably room for one more right here if we had to. And this camera will do wide angle, so you get a lot of shot in it. And I thought, yes, like Mr. Rogers, but with alcohol. I thought after the Rona, maybe sometime Mike will come over, or, you and Steph ever make good on your threat to come up this way. We could do an in-person show for this, and I can put the camera at the end of the bar facing this way towards this wall, and we can kind of sit facing each other over the bar with the camera catching this whole angle. I got plans. I got ideas for how this bar can be set up, and I'm pretty excited to make them all work. I just need this goddamn Corona bullshit to finally be over so that like people can be in the same space as me again. That'd be fun. It's really, if you look away from this back wall in that direction at all, it's really a fucking disaster down here. It's so bad. It's like exposed pipes and washing machines and asbestos tile. It's just, Jeff, what's up, man? It's just that side of the bar, and like the far wall is the gym. That's where I work out. And then this whole side over here, this whole half of the basement is just a disaster. But you can't see that, so it's like it doesn't exist. To you out there in internet land, this is just a really sweet basement. Thanks, Jeff. The bar was actually in here when I bought the house. so, someday, someday I'll actually ruin the magic, Chris, and I will show you all what is what the other side of this basement. But today's not that day. Today I'm going to enjoy the magic. I think it's good to leave it for a little bit longer. Yeah, the bar was actually in here when I bought the house, although it was disheveled and disgusting. But I am really happy with how it is now. I've put up 6 floating shelves over here with whiskey on them. I clearly need to set up some more because I have, I don't know, 35 bottles that are still sitting on top of the bar instead of on shelves, but that's another project. That's another day. Jonesy, I got to show you the compass box art. I think you're going to like the compass box art. Hold on. So Compass Box, I know I've talked about them before because I find things I like and I don't shut up about them. But Compass Box is a independent bottler. They source all their product and blend it, making their own like unique expressions of scotches. It's all Scotch. I think they might occasionally do non-Scotches. I'm not sure. I think it's at least primarily Scotch. I'm pretty sure it's all Scotch though. But so they make these blends that are all really good and creative. And this one here I have is one of my favorites. It's the Peat Monster. And if you can't tell from the name, this is a heavily peated Islay Scotch. But here, Jonesy, I think if you like Red White Empire art, Jonesy, I think you'll like this one here. All their art has, all their bottles have really unique hand-drawn art. That's really cool. If you ever get bored, it's a cool, like going through their product line and just looking at the art they have is pretty cool. I really like the spice tree art. That's another good one. A Rathtar would have been, I mean, it almost is, honestly. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. You guys, I don't have a bottle of the spice tree here. That's another really good one. There's also, in a very different direction, but similar for that, if you look up Compass Box, man, what the hell is it called? Hold on. Compass Box. I remember if it's, yeah. If you look up Compass Box No Name, that's the product name. That has really cool, like, embossed black on black art with gold accents that is super cool. It's also like a $200 bottle that I've never seen in person, so I don't have one. But I really want one someday just for the art. I just want the bottle so bad. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Jeff, like, the whiskey in here is very good, but I would buy it for the label. All right, I'm gonna combine what's left of these and drink that, and then have some Peat Monster because I love some Peat Monster. Oh, that's weird. When I combined them, it got super vanilla. Even on the palate, there's so much vanilla. That's crazy. Jonesy, on a beer note, Do you guys have Omegang down there? Is Omegang a thing that happens outside of this area? I don't really know where they're from. I've been really digging. So I go out to dinner. Jones, you know, and everything. I go out to dinner every Thursday with my two best childhood friends, and I've been really digging the what the hell is it? The restaurant we go to has on tap now. They have an Omegang. Oh, Neon Rainbows. Omegang Neon Rainbows. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a beer guy mostly, so this could be totally off base, but I really like it a lot. I think it's a double IPA. I think. Don't know much about it. I just know it's on tap and I like it. Oh, dude, Jeff, Proper 12. Proper 12. Not good. Proper 12 is probably I think Proper 12 is probably like second or third worst whiskey I've had. But you said Old Forester is the most fancy you've had. I love Old Forester. I have 6 different Old Foresters on that shelf up there. I love Old Forester. Yeah, I knew it was something. I didn't know what it was. Listen, like I said, I'm not really a beer guy. I drink it. I don't follow it closely. I have beer once a week at the restaurant for dinner because I don't like to drink whiskey out. But it's like I don't like to drink hard alcohol out, so I usually drink beer while I'm out, unless I have a ride. Oh, they have the Neon Rainbows over there? Try it. I'm curious if you try it. I'm curious to see if you think my beer taste is trash or if it's actually pretty good. I like it quite a bit. But I'm also not really a huge beer guy, so it might be a thing where it's like whiskey people like people who kind of like whiskey but not really, who just really like easy whiskeys and not complicated ones or complex ones. I could kind of see me being that for beer. Lame. Well, either way, if you ever have it, follow up. I don't know that it's worth a bit of a drive. Of course, I say that, but also I'm like the dude who'll drive 2 hours for a bottle of whiskey if it's one that I really want. So I don't know. I can't judge you. Listen, all right, I can't believe I'm gonna say this out loud on a whiskey stream, but I'm gonna go on the record because I'm on the record right now. I got no problem with White Claw. I got no problem with Trulies. I have a box of truly spiked lemonade seltzery things in the fridge. Sometimes you just need a hard seltzer. But sometimes you just gotta have a hard seltzer. What it is. Sometimes you just want to kick up, pour yourself an overly sweet, sugary, not really sugary because they're like fake sweetener, right? They're all like low calorie, but an overly sweet, fruity, boozy thing and enjoy. Jonesy, is that you judging me harsh for drinking the occasional box of White Claws? Is that the problem? Look, everybody has to have a box of White Claws once in a while, right? There ain't no laws with claws. Listen, I drink straight whiskey 95% of the time. If I want to have a delicious fruity lemonade once in a while, you can't stop me. All right. I'm going to need, there are, according to my creator's dashboard, there are 8 of you in here, and I have 1 video like, so I don't care if you like it or not. I'm going to need you all to click the like button. You want to go ahead and click that like button for me, and I will refrain from White Claws for the rest of the year if we all like this video. All right? That's what I will put the claws away forever. For this year. I figured it was you, Jonesy. Yeah, listen to Jonesy. Save me from myself. Also, if y'all are clicking buttons and you haven't subscribed to this channel, you should do that too. Just saying. You know, like all the YouTubers, smash that bell, like, subscribe, all those buttons, right? Because I'm totally a YouTuber and not just a guy getting a little bit tipsy on stream. Packers are touch and go. I didn't say I was gonna make you. I was just telling you you should. I wouldn't dream of making you. Yeah, I'm with Jeff. Ooh, Peat Monster, so good. That's your job, Jonesy. Fucking Jonesy. Yeah, things have escalated quickly, as Lauren points out over there. I really don't know. I really don't know how many bottles I like more than Peat Monster at the $50 price point. Which is crazy because it's a blended scotch, and blended scotches have such a mediocre reputation. But man, oh no, we're not gonna stay respectable for too long. I just having a scotch moment. I was just having a Peat Monster moment. Mike usually is the catalyst for things to go off the rails. Have I ever been respectable for more than a few minutes? Ever? Ever? Mike, I almost bought Sons of Liberty today. They had 2 bottles of Sons of Liberty at the liquor store. I ended up with this Redwood Empire, but I wasn't sure which one I should get. They had oh, what the hell were they called? Help me out, Mike. You know what they're called. Sons of Liberty. Oh, shit. Do I have to look it up? Yes, Battle Cry and Uprising. Those are the 2. You're right. They had Battle Cry and Uprising, and I wasn't sure which one is which. I have to ask you a question about that. They seem to be a beer forward first company. Are they a beer? Are they a beer before whiskey? Is that what they are? Because both bottles referenced a beer on the label. Are the whiskeys hoppy? Are they like the hoppy whiskeys? I've had a couple of beer whiskeys, like hopped whiskeys, and I think they're disgusting. I don't mind. I like hops in beer, but when you turn it into a whiskey, when you distill it, the concentration of flavor makes that hops too much for me. I don't care for that super concentrated hops. Yeah, they're in Rhode Island. I still really, really want to Mike, soon. We got to figure out soon. I really want you to come over here and try some of the local distillery stuff around here. This Litchfield. Oops. Litchfield Distillery here. They are local to me, and they are so good. They're doing everything right. Everything. Hold on. Knocked my damn cigar on the ground. They make a really good whiskey, and they source all the grains locally. They support local businesses for the bottling and stuff. When they finish with the mash, they donate it to local farms to feed the livestock. Like, they're all about it. They're really small. I get twice the size of my house, maybe. They're tiny. But they're making a great whiskey. But I don't think it's available outside Connecticut at all. I haven't heard of anybody finding it anywhere outside of Connecticut. But they're like 15 minutes from my house. When y'all show up in Connecticut and are sitting on the other side of this bar, we'll have some. You all have an open invite. The entire EGM crew has an open invite. I got air mattresses and a couch and shit. Man, you're all welcome. You can all stay here, too. Wouldn't be the first time we all stayed in one house. Mike, it wouldn't be for a week, Mike. It'd be a night or 2 nights, maybe. Depending on how bad we drink. You could survive. Jeff, that's rough. Well, things will be different this time, Steph. You're allowed in this house with everybody. Not true, Mike. You'd have a great time. Jeff, I planned this year, but obviously things went off the rails. I planned this year to do this, or last year actually, and I don't know if this year is going to happen because things are still kind of off the rails. But if not this year, the next year, I plan on having a couple of my friends load up an RV and drive down to Kentucky during like allocated whiskey release season and hit up a bunch of those big distilleries. Like a 4-day weekend, 5-day weekend. I think it'd be a really good time. No drama, guys. Everybody's invited. Lauren, you can come, but you can't have a cocktail. You have to have a whiskey. Those are the rules. I don't make them. I just enforce them. That's all. It's not my fault. Oh, Jesus. A lady's medium V-neck. Don't forget the V-neck part. That was important. That was definitely, the V-neck was definitely part of the conversation. Look, I have a barrel house V-neck, and I wear it all the time. I love it. I just don't wear it on stream because I don't want to be mocked for having a V-neck. Jonesy, I'm gonna take that and run with it. You're invited to this whiskey showdown here in this house, but you have to wear spandex. That's the new rule. Quick side jag, and then we can get back to the importance of spandex and V-necks. Is the stream choppy for anyone? YouTube says my stream health is not great. Okay, perfect. Fuck YouTube. All right, pick a number. Somebody, first person to pick a number, 1 to 93. Fucking Mike. All right, hold on. Going to 69 on the list. Yeah, I'm glad we have proof that it's a sex shed now for Mike. That Mike's shed is a sex shed. I'm glad that proof has surfaced. And now Mike cannot argue it. All right. Now we have number 69. Are we sorting by alphabetical order or by date purchased? Somebody pick. Alphabetical date purchased. Date. I'm happy with that selection. I'm gonna grab that bottle real quick and refill this glass. So I'm going to dedicate this bottle to Jeff. The bottle that Mike chose is going to be a Jeff bottle. This is Old Forester 1920. I really only have... Listen, I really only have one terrible bottle here. That's not true. I have 3 bottles that I think are not great. Thanks to that 2 live streams ago, I did that cheap whiskey stream. I have 3 bottles that are bad. But really only one that's disgusting. And that's Old Tub. Old Tub's my only bad whiskey. Like bad, actually bad. This Old Forester 1920, the Prohibition style, is really good. Oh, Jeff, you would love this is the Old Forester. If you liked the Old Forester you had, you'd love it. This, I think, is my favorite of the Old Forester revamped line that they've got now. It's 115 proof. It's a little proofy. If you're not used to higher proof, it's a little rough, but I think you'd like it a lot. And Jonesy, you know, Mike was on last live stream Mike was on, and I ragged on him for not even watching or listening to the content that we create, TFA or Barrel House. He did say listen to Barrel House, but I don't know if I believe him. I mean, honestly, I don't blame him though. Mike says he doesn't edit 2 to 3 hour shows. It would take me at the speed at which it takes me, or the speed at which I edit, the time at which it takes me to edit Barrel House, like I'm not good at it. It takes me a long time. A 3 hour show would take me forever to edit. Weeks. Probably take me a week to edit a 3 hour show. You know, Mike, I'm still looking. I know you listen to Barrel House. I'm just teasing, dude. I'm still looking for another bottle of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I don't even have any small batch Elijah Craig left. I've got like 1 or 2 drinks of Barrel Proof left, and I'm afraid to drink it because I'm going to miss it when it's gone. I don't know if it's a fool's errand, but I am really going for like the produced episode kind of sound. You know, I've got music and I've got like sound effects stuff. Trying like, I'm not trying to go like all the way to Radio Lab, right? I'm not trying to go that far, but I do want like short produced episode kind of sound, and I just struggle with like timing things and cutting out all the ums because apparently I can't stop myself from saying every fucking 3 seconds. Yeah, I'll get better at it. But as it stands now, I'm spending 30 minutes recording and an hour and a half to 2.5 hours editing. I'm also really bad. I'll edit the show, hate it, and start over again. You know what I do a ton that you don't get to hear because I cut them all out, which I probably am doing a lot here actually, is I and a lot. So I have like the double and which, I mean, how dumb am I? How dumb can I be, right? Do I need to and every 3 seconds? Like it's not hard, but I am getting slightly faster with the editing stuff. I'm changing the intro. I did it on the last episode, which I don't know. I think I have to adjust it a little bit. But my end goal is to have an entire intro. But before the whole intro, everything, I had to redo every episode because I had content related to the episode in the intro. so I had to be new every episode. I'm trying to adjust it so I can run an intro, save the intro as a separate WAV file, and just import the intro and run the episode afterwards, so I don't have to cut the music into the sound of the bottle opening, all that stuff every episode. Have any of you messed around much with a shotgun mic? Like miking an area with a shotgun mic? I want to set up a shotgun. So I have a laptop here, monitor there, camera is there on top of the monitor. I want to mount a shotgun mic on top of the monitor facing into the bar so that when I have multiple guests, I was looking at the Deity S mic. It's rated really good, and it's a little bit cheaper than the Rode to mic this area, sort of boom mic style. I'm on the fence. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to know if it's a good idea or not. Maybe I'll just do it, see what happens. Right? Worst that can happen is a waste of money, right? Ooh, excuse me. I don't want to buy two, though. That Deity is not crazy expensive. The Deity is like, I want to say $250. That's a little expensive. It's not absurd. So since this seems to be primarily, well, actually, you know what? I actually don't even care. Everybody, oh, there's 8 of you here? 8? Everybody here, who wants to be the next guest on the live stream? I'm gonna make Mike come back. Mike was fun. I'm probably going to start doing some Saturdays to make it easier for some people to show up. I've received some feedback that Fridays are better for some people, Saturdays are better for others. Nah, Mike, we had a great time last week. Or last show, not week, last show. We went for like almost 3 hours. Jeff, this would be a serious blunt. This thing was 7 inches long when it started. I don't think last night I came up at all. We talked about, what did we talk about? WandaVision and Star Wars came up, but I think it was mostly Mandalorian. Do y'all ever totally forget what you've said on mic? You like go back and listen to an episode of yourself and have no idea that you said those things. It happens to me all the time. I listen to film appraisers and I'm like, man, I said that? Oof. Or yeah, exactly, Jonesy. Josh sends me clips of me saying things that are ridiculous all the time on Discord from the film appraisers, and I am usually embarrassed. Like that one episode that I said dollar bills, y'all. No recollection of saying that, but he for sure sends me that clip on the regular. There's a weird thing, right? When you're like recording or streaming, whatever. Same thing with when I was doing like earlier in quarantine when I was streaming the games, where like time dilates in a weird way when you're on, quote unquote on, and you just don't make new memories. Like the whole hour or 2 or whatever, 3 hours just disappears. It's so weird. All right. The likes are within 1 of concurrent viewers, so I've only got 1 slacker. That's fine. I can take that. There we go. Look at that. I love seeing the match. I love seeing viewers and likes match. That's great. And Steph, I won't judge you too harshly for being the slacker. All right. I'll do a bottle rip to commemorate the participation with likes. I will do a bottle rip of Old Tub since you all like it so much. Of course, Jeff, you are a scholar and a gentleman. I love you, Jeff. Of course, last time I did bottle rips for you all, I had no taste, so this is particularly messed up. This is very messed up. I will say this. All right, Mike, I'll be here. I will say this. I will say one thing in favor of Old Tub. And I can't believe I'm going to send some praise at Old Tub. I tried Old Tub with ginger ale. Bro, Chris, when you show up, when you guys make it here, I'm going to give you a Truly Lemonade, and you're going to enjoy it. You're going to reluctantly admit that it's delicious. So I mixed this Old Tub with ginger ale. It was surprisingly good. With the weird, like, cloying sweetness and cough syrupy cherry kind of was good with ginger ale. Straight, though, it's trash. I'm gonna make him drink a Truly. Like, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Oh, man. This is not good. This is not good straight. All right, hold on. Let's do it. Let's bottle rip this old tub. Even with a mouthful of cigar, it's bad. It's actually astonishing, right? It's got this like cloying, sickly sweetness and this medicinal cherry. Like, it is like cough syrup cherry, but more cough syrup than cherry. But it's also it's only 50% alcohol, but it feels like on the mouth, it feels like it's 65+% booze. Jeff, I fucking love your style, man. I love it. If I could right now, I don't know. Does anybody know if you have the ability with YouTube moderation tools to delete a single message? I kind of want to delete Jeff's message so Jonesy doesn't see it, so that we can make sure that happens. Yeah. I love it. Good, man. I think I can do it. I think I can do it with my moderation tools. I don't know how to do any of this. Okay, there it is. All right, I found it. So in the future, I know how to do it. Good man, Jeff. Next time, you know what to do. You know what to do, Jeff. I can't wait to be able to go places and see people again. Oh no, my whiskey is empty. All right. Somebody, anybody, number between 1 and 93. We're using date purchased again. Still. $34, good man. Jeff, you picked a good one. You picked one of my favorites. You picked the one I was trying to save because I can't find a replacement. Look how little is left. Look what's left of my barrel proof. Look what's left. It's almost gone. I can't find any more. I can't find any more. That's all that's left. Just a little bit. It's all that's left. This liquid gold. Mike, Jeff's making me drink the very little bit that's left of my Elijah Craig barrel proof. This is gonna be a small pour. I'm not gonna finish this, don't worry. Like I'm leaving that much. I'm leaving that much. The 2021, the A521 batch is supposed to come out pretty soon. I mean, it's out, but it should be showing up distributed pretty soon. Man, this is such a good whiskey. My God. Have a good night, Steph. It's so strong of like brown sugar and toasted marshmallow and cinnamon. That pleasant barrel influence. God, that's good. That is so good. Jeff, this is Elijah Craig barrel proof, and this is batch B520. It's the second batch of 2020. It's so far my favorite batch of Elijah Craig barrel proof, and it is so good. So Elijah Craig barrel proof, they release an A, B, and C batch every year. The last two digits represents the year, so B520 is the 2020 B batch. C920 was the C batch. They changed drastically from batch to batch, but I never found a C920, but I heard it was amazing. B520 is the most recent batch that I've had. It's also my favorite batch. From what I understand, the genuine consensus is that every batch seems to be better than the one before it. They've been on a streak for like 3 years, just killing it. So if you see any Elijah Craig barrel proof at all, I think it's a safe bet. They do change drastically from batch to batch, though. So, like, my notes on B520 will not apply to a C920 or a A519. So good, though. Like, you will definitely, Jeff, if you find it, you will definitely enjoy it. It's hard to find. Well, I shouldn't say that. It comes in waves around here anyway. It's real easy for a month or two, then it disappears. Yeah, if you see any of them, Jeff, just grab it. Honestly, just grab it. There's actually, let me tell you how good it is. I found a bottle of, I want to say it's C918. 18. So it's like a couple of years old at a liquor store an hour away, and I have been contemplating driving an hour just to buy it, just to pick it up. And that's an older bottle, right? Just because it's hard to find and I want more. I just want more. This bottle, hold on, let me grab it. Oh, sorry. This bottle is 63.6% alcohol. And it goes down like water. It is easy. It's not hot. The whiskey people hate the word smooth. I understand what it means, though. It's very smooth, especially for 127.2 proof. It's very. It's very good. My favorite part about this is it's so proofy. You can throw it on ice and it doesn't change hardly at all. Right? So in the summer, you want a good whiskey. My problem with whiskey in the summer is if it's really hot out, you throw an ice cube in it. To me, if it's below like 55-ish% alcohol, it just disappears. 50% maybe. You get away with it maybe. You end up if you don't drink it quick, you end up drinking tainted water. It's not my favorite. But a really good high proof whiskey on ice, just in the summer, water's down a little bit, it gets a little easier to drink, it's cold, still has all that flavor. You cannot beat like a Elijah Craig barrel proof. I'm a big fan of a good high proof Isla Scotch with an ice cube in it in the summer. Something about that smoky, sweet, meaty flavor profile, cold in the summer, just reminds me of sitting around a campfire. That's a good summer drink. This Knob Creek 12, if it was a little bit cheaper, would be a top summer drink. It's 100 proof, drinks like a 40 proof. A little bit nutty, kind of sweet, easy summer drinker. $70 though is when I can get this for $70. It's hard to justify. Oh man. So I went through, Jeff, so I'm with you, bro. I went through, I didn't I didn't play in a band. I play guitar, but I suck. But I went through the like cheap shots phase, man, and I hit them all, right? I hit them all, and I feel like that's a important part of anybody's whiskey journey, right? You need to experience those to work your way into the. Like if you just start at the better whiskeys, I don't think you can appreciate them the same way as you can if you start with like shots of proper 12 or Jameson or Jack Daniels. Like you need to get those things under your belt to have the experience, right? And I don't know if you've checked out the podcast at all, Jeff. If you have, thank you. If not, think about it. I've covered mostly really good whiskeys, although I do have a bunch of like okay ones. I've not started using this yet. I have a notebook upstairs. I'm going to start using this very fancy Barrel House notebook soon. I've got a bunch of episodes ready to record, tasting notes ready to go. I am going to get into some of the less amazing ones, but I've covered mostly the first few episodes. I've covered mostly some of my favorites. I think the worst whiskey I've covered on the show so far is Monkey Shoulder. And that's still a really good starter. No pressure though, bro. I do the live streams every other week, and the episodes come out every other week on the weeks that the live streams aren't. So it's live stream episode. So I cover a lot of ground whiskey-wise. So if you want a whiskey, an Irish whiskey that's better than proper 12, but costs half the price, the 2 live streams ago, I did a 7 whiskeys under $20 comparison, and I bought this Old Tom Horan Irish whiskey. And it was like, I want to say it was like $12. And it is 100% absolutely better than proper 12, which says a lot about proper 12. But that's a little bland, but it's drinkable. It's not bad. It's just bland. I get it, Jeff. So I'm back at work now. I can't work from home, my current profession. But I was furloughed for a few months early 2020, and I fell way behind in my podcast listening. Commuting and all that definitely is a huge portion of podcast listening. I've kind of got the show set up though, so you don't need to listen to every episode. Maybe for the best, maybe for the worst. Maybe for the best for the listener, the worst for me, metrics wise. I don't know. But they're not really numbered episodes. They're not really a continuity to them. It's just reviews of whiskey. So if you want to look up a whiskey before you buy it, hopefully eventually there'll be enough episodes of Barrel House to use it as a reference point. I don't know. But I appreciate the 2 you did listen to. It means a lot. I can still taste that old tub. I burped a little bit and it tastes like old tub. Always a bad idea. You know, Jeff, just popped into my head. If you can't find Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and you want to dip into a similar experience, similar, not as good, but similar experience in a high proof fashion, this, where is it at? I know it's here somewhere. Here it is. This 1792 full proof. It's not barrel proof, it's full proof. There's a difference. Is a tremendous whiskey for the $35 this bottle costs. 40, it might be 40 actually, but it's really good. And it's way more available than Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This is available year round. 1792, famous for having the barrel house, the barrel warehouse, collapse and flood the river nearby with bourbon 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Gonna pour a splash of this. Just a splash. By the way, I'm a big fan of this style neck. Elijah Craig has it. 1792 has it. Yeah, this is a very cool bottle, right? This is the same bottle all 1792 has. It's the kind of bottle that's very easy to hold. That style of neck, this like flat, kind of crazy looking, not crazy, but like bland neck is very easy to pour from. The standard bottle like this, where you have just a regular size opening, is actually really easy to spill while you're trying to pour. It dribbles. They all dribble. That big flat neck does not dribble. I'm glad you've noted that in your notes, by the way, Jeff. It's a good place to note that. You're in Chicago, right, Jeff? Or, yeah, close to. That's what I thought. I thought you were like in the vicinity, right? I really dug the small portion of the city I saw when I was down there for Celebration. That's the only time I've been down there. Actually, in that area at all. I thought it was so funny. All the people from like Texas and whatnot who were like stunned by how much snow there was. But as a New England person, I thought that was like a pretty light dusting, right? I mean, it wasn't nothing, but it wasn't a ton of snow. I enjoyed the dichotomy there. We don't get quite as much snow as you guys do down there, but like we usually get at least 1, 2 to 3 foot storm a year, right? Oh, Jonesy, I know. Like I am very aware that your snowstorm down in Texas. I was referring to the snow in Chicago when we were all there. It's very different. A little bit of snow in Texas is a very different thing than you guys seeing a little bit of snow in Chicago. I'm very aware that freezing temperatures and snow in Texas is a very different thing than you guys seeing a little snow in Chicago. We were talking about the little bit of snow we got when we were down there for Celebration and how excited the Texans and whatnot were for it. Especially, like, I remember Albert being like really excited about the little bit of snow we had. It was so fun. Albert was so fun to watch him like play with a little bit of the dusting outside. Watch him play with it. It was so fun. I was genuinely sad leaving Chicago after that. It was so much fun to meet you guys. And it was so weird leaving. It was so weird leaving knowing that like I wasn't going to see any of you for like years probably. It was a very strange emotion to process. The second strangest here's a weird thing. The second strangest thing to process out of that whole trip was being recognized by somebody solely from my internet presence in public. That was weird. It was very weird. Yeah, like I feel like, I mean, you obviously, Jonesy, had the biggest post-Chicago change. Yeah, like, but I feel like even, not to get too behind the curtains, I feel like even like just network-wise, friend-wise and stuff, everything, things changed a lot post-celebration. You definitely more than me, but that was such a weird turning point. But yeah, dude, it was so weird having people recognize us. I mean, obviously Cantina Cast way bigger, especially at Celebration, than Film Appraisers, which is really the only thing I had going at the time. I guess at that point, I was still doing BGA, but which is it's so weird to think that was BGA was still a thing then for me. But like having someone walk up to me, and honestly, I remember the first person that walked up to me was Utini. Hey, are you Joe? That was such a weird moment. It was such a weird moment having somebody who I had never seen, right? I mean, obviously I know Utini, right? I know all of you guys, but to recognize you on site, a lot of you I've never seen pictures of, right? So I didn't have that reference point. But to have somebody come up and see me and to know me was very weird. Very weird. Cab was another one. Cab was one who I'd never seen, but I talked to, voice chatted with, talked to a lot in text, all that. He'd been on BGA, and yeah, it's so weird. I have strong regrets for not going to that meetup, the podcaster meetup. Yeah, the Krolls meetup was absolutely the highlight. That was so much fun. I remember that. Dude, Will was working the marketing hard down there, dude. He was so much fun. Karaoke with Twan and Steph and Will was so much fun. We went prowling Chicago. At one point we even Ubered like 200 feet down the road because we had no idea where we were going. Just trying to find a karaoke place that was open and letting you get on stage. That was super fun. We ended up at this, like, what the hell was that place called? It was like a speakeasy style place that was doing karaoke, and it was super fun. Will sang like 10 times. He kept doing the old "I'm next, right" handshake to get up there. It was super fun. Steph, remember that? Do you remember, Steph? Remember that place you went to karaoke? Do you remember what that place was called? That like all red lighting, speakeasy style karaoke place. Do you remember what that place? Do you remember the place Drew went to? I don't remember at all. That was super fun. That place was super fun. Will and Twan went up like a million times. I honestly wish I'd gone up. I should have gone up and done one of my karaoke jams. I have a few steadfast karaoke guaranteed wins. I just didn't do it. I was nervous. We should totally do a Barrel House karaoke hour. I would totally be down for that. Yeah, I wasn't. So my number one karaoke jam is White Wedding. Billy Idol all the fucking way. Billy Idol all the fucking way. I can belt out White Wedding like no one else, dude. I'm all about it. I don't even know what the Revolting Cocks are, but I'm on board just because of their name. I think I did sing in the street. I don't remember. I was plastered by the end of that night. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I was definitely singing in the street. There's no doubt in my mind that I wasn't. I was 4 gin and tonics deeper than I should have been. Still the only time in my life I've ever Ubered. And back to the women's V-necks. All right. Good night again, Steph. I think that's actually a good point. We're a little over 2 hours in. I hate to end this while we're firing on all cylinders, but it's 9:40 current local time, and I have been up since 2:30 current local time. and I am I'm feeling the fade rapidly. So I appreciate you all stopping by. Those of you who haven't hit subscribe yet, please do that. We will do another live stream in 2 weeks. Another podcast next Sunday. Check out barrelhousepodcast.com for links to everything. earlymedia.com for links to all the Early Media shows. earlymedia.com/Discord if you want to come give me all of the shit you need to give me, or check out the shows that are actually good. You know, all those things. I appreciate all of your support. Look, Jonesy, you can be a guest. Jonesy, you can be a guest if you want to drink beer. You can drink beer, but I'm going to give you shit endlessly for not having whiskey on the whiskey show. Definitely. I think that's all the plugs. Oh, don't forget to check out earlymedia.com/TFA, the film appraisers. That's a show I also do with Josh. Yeah, I'm a little lit. Not that lit. Jonesy, you tell me, you buy a whiskey, Jonesy. You tell me what you buy. Pick whatever randomly. I will make sure I have the same bottle. We can have the same drink. You can be a guest on the live stream. We'll talk about the whiskey. We'll figure it out. You let me know. That's it though. That's all I've got. I plugged all the plugs. All right, I'll tell you what to buy. I'll give you some recommendations. We'll do the show, and that's all I got. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for enjoying. Thanks for making this a really fun Friday night. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time too. And that's all I got. So I will see you all in 2 weeks, hopefully. I'm gonna try to do a Saturday, maybe not next week, but the week after. Because there's a few people who would prefer to come by on Saturday, so we'll see. Have a good night. Take care. Sanjava.